Hi everyone, it's Louise here. I just have a quick video to show you how I use my Tim Holtz Distress Inks. Now, none of these techniques are my own. I didn't make them up. I saw them in various videos or from Tim Holtz Techniques himself, and my friend Ebony just had asked me how I used mine, so I thought I would do my favourite techniques so that they'd be all in the one place. Nor am I perfect at doing them either, so feel free to Google around and search YouTube for other videos. Maybe you'll find somebody that explains them a bit better, or has come up with a brand new technique that's their own or whatever like that. So first of all, I'm going to be working on tags, just because I'm making tags at the moment for various different reasons, and they're the easiest things to work on for me, and I like having some backgrounds ready, that if I wanted to make something, that the background is there good and ready. I'm going to use some old text from an old book, and I'm also going to use some newer text. If I can just get up my big old dictionary. I'm going to use some new text as well, just to show you how, because the whole purpose of these inks is to distress things, to make things look old, and sometimes you might not have access to these older books, or you may not want to cut them up and use them in your project, so there's that. I'm going to use a technique with the Perfect Pearls. I'm going to be using my distressing tools, plus the makeup sponges and various colours of distressing, plus my mini mister. On standby, I'm also going to have my craft iron, which is, by the way, just a cheap old travel iron that I haven't filled up the water reservoir. It's important that there's no steam coming out of it. Plus my heat tool, just my standard heat tool. Okay, so just to get started, I suppose I'll just go through the distress inks with you. Oh, plus, you know, whatever rubber stamps you want to use. Okay, so distress inks, they are, at the moment they come in 24 colours. He's just released 24 new ones. I don't have those yet, they're on pre-order. Jen at Live Teach Create should be shipping them this week, but I have 24 of his older ones, and many of you know the different colours and that already, so I'm not going to go through those. I have to say my favourite ones are the Peel Paint, which is a nice green, the Black Soot, which I use a lot, I use the Old Paper, I use the Brush Corduroy a lot. I like the Worn Lipstick. I like using the Worn Lipstick with the Peel Paint, so I'll use some of those for this video, I think. Okay, so the difference with the distress inks and other inks is that they're water based, which means that they react with water. Okay, so you can dilute them down, you can add water to them in varying effects to create different looks. That's what's unique about the distress inks in comparison to the other inks on the market. That's why I like using them. They also stay wet for a little bit longer, so they're suitable for embossing. So you can stamp with them, you can use them for embossing, you can use them for distressing, adding colour to a project. They're really, really versatile. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with these ink pads. Okay, so the first technique that I like to use, and I like to use these with ATCs, is the crumpled, crinkled, wrinkled distress. Now there's two ways of doing this. Okay, the first way is scrunching up your tag like this. Okay, and then unscrunching it like that, and taking your distress ink, maybe we'll use Fired Brick, or maybe we'll use Black Soot. Actually, the darker colour you might see it a bit better. And you can ink directly onto your creases like this. Okay, that's your wrinkled effect. And then what you can do is you can take your mini mister or spray bottle or whatever source of water that you want to use, and you just spray your tag. And what that does is it releases the inks because they're reactive with water. Sorry now guys, I'm just going to move some things out of the way here. Okay, because they're reactive with water, it'll spread the ink around your tag, so you get kind of this effect like that. And then, sorry, I'm just going to bring in my heatproof mat. For those of you in Ireland, I paid €4 for this in Dunn's. It's a silicone baking mat. Okay, and you take your craft iron and you just iron your tag. And then like that. Okay. So there you go. That's your tag. It dries the tag. It brings it flat down again. And it just depends on how much of the ink you've sprayed, how much water you've added for it to become completely dry. But that's the kind of effect you get. You get this kind of wrinkled, distressed look. Just pop that back in again. So you get this wrinkled, distressed look. And what you can do then is you can take your, once that's done, you can take your distress tool, and I'm just using the fired brick here, and dip it in, and you can just go around then over the tag like that. Okay. So this is really grungy. The red and the black together, it's cool for kind of like alternative Halloween. Kind of creates this tie-dye look. And you can basically build up the colour and add a third colour if you wish. You can build up the colour for however long you want. So that's kind of the background of your tag. You're left with this, but it's smooth. It's not wrinkled anymore. Okay, so that's the first effect that you can get with it, which is kind of cool. It's my favourite one.